Welcome to Game Corp, a bi-weekly podcast where we reach into the Imagisphere and pull out the next great video game idea. I am the CEO of Game Corp, Bryce.
And I'm the CEO of Game Corp, Beckers.
Last time, we made it the greatest technology advancement ever with the EMP VR. How did that go?
It did extremely well. Our robot overlords bought it, and now everyone's playing it right now. Even you, Bryce. So let's keep pretending that we're living a real life, and let's come up with more video game ideas.
Robot overlords?
You don't need to worry about it.
Okay. Remember, if you have a game idea, submit it to us via Twitter using the hashtag GameMateCorp. Also, we've created a subreddit on the Reddit website for GameMateCorp at reddit.com/r/GameMateCorp. So you can submit game ideas and discuss the podcast there as well. Beckers, are you ready to hear my game idea?
I was born ready, for being honest.
Okay, that's a weird thing to be born for, but sure, let's go with it. I am looking into a new home in the future, and this has inspired me, and only me, about a great game idea called Moving Out Simulator, where you need to move out of your home and try and really like the score you're looking for is the amount of the deposit you can get back, because that's really like anytime anyone moves out, they're just trying to get their deposit back. Like anything I can get, man. I've moved out of every place I've moved, never got a deposit back, and one of these times I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna get that high score, get my money back that I had to give them at the beginning, because the whole system's rigged. But you need to, like, as you've been living there for a while, you've done some things that, like, you did some things, and you need to just kind of hide the fact that some things happened in this place. So when the landlord comes around, it'll be like, yeah, this looks like how I gave it to you. And it'll be great. What do you think, Beckers?
Well, I'm also moving out this week. And I gotta say that I'm losing this game because I took my beautiful Elsa painting off the wall, and Elsa took some of the wall with her. And it's it's right there if you're watching the video, but if you're not, it's behind me. So this really hits close to home, and it hurts. Because I looked up how to fake wall paint, and I decided that it was too hard.
Fake wall paint? You made paint? You were looking for paint?
No.
Oh, okay. You got the special stuff. They like built the walls out of paint for your apartment, and you just need to like learn how to reconstruct that process that they did. Is that what you're trying to indicate for me?
Yes, because you need to, like, I looked it up, alright? So you're supposed to put on, like, some primer, and then you gotta, like, spackle this shit and feather it out over the holes in the wall, because I didn't just take off the paint, I also took off, like, the cardboard wallpaper behind it, because I guess houses do that or something. So you prime it, you spackle it, you have to put on, I have like popcorn walls, so you gotta popcorn it, and then you gotta paint it. But the thing is,
your walls are made of popcorn. Is your apartment building built by a evil witch trying to lure kids to live in there so that
that's exactly what I meant.
That they will...
Obviously, that's exactly the popcorn I was referring to. Right, so you have to get popcorn and glue it to the wall and then paint over the popcorn, because that's how they get that texture. Is with actual popcorn.
And honestly, the witch made the apartment building very edible and very delicious. So the entire time you're living there, you have to worry about, like, I can't eat my walls. A, I need walls. B, I need my deposit back. If I eat any of the apartment building, then I don't get my deposit back. And it's a whole challenge that you have to go through during the game. Don't eat the apartment.
Yeah, well, and that's why I got cats, because now it's unsanitary to eat anything.
And
there's hair everywhere.
Yeah.
Everywhere.
and everyone knows that makes it easier to get your deposit back. It's just having cats.
Mm-hmm, yep. So we're going to go ahead and assume I'm not getting my deposit back.
At this point, you're just like, whatever. I'll just get my stuff out.
She may actually come after me and say, hey, I need more of your money. There's holes in the walls. And, I'm pretty sure your cat ruined the blinds and you just bent them back into shape and tried to act like nothing happened. Also, one of your cats popped the screen out and it was on the roof for a while. Yep.
Okay.
I hope my landlord doesn't listen to this podcast. Statistically unlikely. Things have gone on here.
There's a few crimes you've admitted to, some apartment crimes.
Crimes? They were happy accidents.
Depending on how bad your score is, you might get to go to bonus mode, where you have to try and hide where you're moving to, so that your current landlord can't track you down at your new home and try and get money from you.
Ah, yeah, the secret change your name and all your contact information level.
Which Beckers is legitimately doing, because she will be changing her name.
Oh my god, it's the perfect crime. Oh my god, I'm changing my name this week, too. This is so easy.
I'm now Mrs. Doctor Beckers, a new person that is not liable for any previous crimes that you might be aware of. I'm new and good and cannot be arrested.
GG, easy, can't track me down.
Yes. So this is a great game idea, and it's going to be successful because everybody loves fun.
And spackling walls.
And spackling walls. Do you have a game idea?
I do. Yep.
Okay.
Oh, did you want to hear it?
Yeah, okay. If I have to.
Okay, all right, okay, buddy. So my game is another game that's inspired by real events. And I'm a little passionate about it, so I'm trying to keep it together here. But this game is called You Parked in My Space, a video game that's a healthy outlet for those of us who have been wronged. So this is a Beckers original, another one coming at ya. And sometimes somebody parks in your spot, right? And you have to park like a block away and walk home, even though you pay $1 million a month to park there because it's part of your rent and whatever, $1 million a month. And then you really want to just take a golf club to their car because of what they've done to you. But you can't, because for one, you don't have a golf club because golf is stupid. And then you also want to have like a future, so you can't do things like that. So this video game is for releasing all of that rage that you didn't get to let out on that person because of your future. So really, this could go anywhere. You have all these options for your revenge. So the classic level 1 option is getting a golf club or a baseball bat or a long metal object and just wailing on their car with it because that's what I wanted to do so bad today. Option number 2, eggs. You put eggs on their car. This could backfire in hot weather because then they would become fried, delicious treats.
Mm-hmm.
You can leave an angry note on their car.
What would this angry
note?
That would
really teach them.
What would this angry note say? Can you give me some?
Well, the one I wrote today. The one I wrote today said, it said, ring my doorbell so that you can look me in the eyes and tell me why you parked in my space.
Okay. Now, there's two possible ways I can see this note going. One, it's someone that you do not want at your front door. Very scary. Hollywood Hulk Hogan is at your front door and you need to deal with that. Or it is the oldest human being ever and you have just made them walk further to apologize to you, an a young human being who can walk wherever they please, can park and walk to their home, but the oldest human being alive is now at your front door going, "Sorry, Beckers. It's so hard to walk, and my colossus, my diseases. I've got so many, and I'm gonna die soon, and it's gonna be
all
real
right.
bad."
Well, I hope you do die soon. First of all, because you parked in my space. Second of all, it's not my fault that the person who signed that lease did not follow their leasing agreement. Because you know what they could have done? They could have given up their spot to their old fart visitor. And they could have parked a block away and walked if they wanted to do that. That's what I do when anyone visits me. Okay? So first of all, not gonna fly. Not gonna work. And also, that's just one of the many outcomes, right? So you're gonna have, in this game, you're gonna have different people that park in your spot. And then you can choose any of these possible repercussions. Like you can stake out and wait to jump them when they try to get in their car, and you could have your shank ready or whatever. But it really, you have no idea who's gonna try and get in that car. If it's Hulk Hogan, obviously you just beat the shit out of him, and nobody even all that's left is a pile of guts with a mustache on it that's unidentifiable, and then you look at it, everyone's like, "Oh, it kind of looks like Hulk Hogan's mustache," and then they know who it is. But that's the only way. But that's this is just one of the many options. Maybe you go out to shank him and it's an old grandpa and you're like, dang.
But I already did get the shank. So.
I selected this option, so now it's gonna happen. You didn't know you selected the option. Can't go back now, so you shanked grandpa.
It's your grandpa, actually. Your grandpa.
And then it's your grandpa visiting his friend. Oh no, and then you have to live with that for the rest of your life, because obviously in this game you cannot turn around once you've selected your option.
It's a game about consequences, really, like teaching you, maybe this not to get so worked up about things and going down bad paths.
But sometimes, it turns out it's Hitler. And you just saved the world, so shut up, Bryce. I can do what I want.
Hitler's back, and he parked in your spot.
Hitler's revenge. And then it's Becker's revenge. Take that, Nazis.
Take that, okay. Go on. I'm excited.
Wolfenstein
3. Beckers takes down the Nazis.
By yourself with a shank. Because he parked in my space and I'm upset.
And
it was warm outside and I had to walk a little bit and it was the worst.
And you're in the World War II Germany.
So it's an old car instead.
Yes. They had cars.
Yeah, there's different little scenes. Maybe it's a 50s car. Maybe it's a horse and buggy sometimes. Who knows? But you know what? I needed that spot for my horse.
And my
now I gotta shake his horse.
But now you just got a dead horse in your parking spot, and now what do you,
Now he can't leave. Now I can jump him at my leisure because he doesn't have a horse.
Okay, but then you just don't have a parking spot because now you just got a dead horse in your parking spot.
That's dinner.
Also,
I assume this is the olden times where people had to eat things.
Also, earlier you smashed a car with a pipe, and I assume that makes the car not work so good.
It's true, but it makes me feel good.
And then you never get to park there ever again because there's a car there and it's not going anywhere. Did you
never? Well, it would be towed at the owner's expense, obviously, because they couldn't prove that I did it. Even though, it's in my space, so it's pretty obvious. But you know what? You know whose car's not parked there? Mine. How do they know I was home? They don't. because my car's not there. Because I couldn't park there.
Also, you did leave the note.
No. You don't always leave the note. No. If you're going to beat the car up, you don't also leave the note. Come on, Brace. God.
I'm sorry, I don't know.
Use your head.
I haven't followed this procedures. Usually when people park in my spot, I just park elsewhere and it's fine.
Okay, well, I can't park in the lot anywhere without taking someone else's spot, and I'm a good person. Once I shanked Hitler, so I don't take other people's spots. So I have to go park outside of the complex on a street somewhere. Probably gonna get hit by somebody and they're gonna take my side mirror off. All because of this guy. Or
Hitler.
Girl or grandpa or Hitler.
Okay.
Yep. Oh, I feel good.
I feel
better.
I have a video game idea. About Becker's favorite video game series. Kingdom Hearts. No, this is a game set in the Pokemon universe. But this isn't a game about catching cute little pocket monsters and putting them in balls and clipping them to your belt and look everybody look at all my balls. I've got so many. This is a cooking game set in the Pokemon universe. Now, I have a question for you, Beckers. What do Pokemon eat?
Pokemon food.
Okay, what's Pokemon food?
I remember this episode of the animated series where Brock makes these little brown balls of something or another, and they eat that.
Okay.
That's what they eat.
Okay. What do humans eat?
What do I eat?
What
humans?
Humans in humans in the Pokemon universe.
I don't know. They eat like the rice balls and stuff.
But is that what the Pokemon eat?
I don't know.
I
don't know. What do you want from me? I don't know. I didn't study this.
No one knows what both. I mean, Pokemon. We can determine from the Pokemon Go video game that they're apparently very into berries. That seems to be their thing. But then, what do humans
eat? Candy. The candy of their fallen brethren.
Yeah, the whole candy mechanic is very. I don't know.
That's suspect.
Like, how do they just eat all the candy and then they evolve? Are they eating it? Or are you just like throwing it at them? Well,
candy's meant to be eaten, so I'm pretty sure they're eating their friends.
Well, you would anyway. So you have to figure out how to make food in the Pokemon universe, and you're gonna go out. You're thinking, it's fine. I'm a vegetarian. I'm good. I'm going to go out and I'm going to get some food that's not an Eevee. I'm not going to eat some Tauruses or anything. Those are meat. I'm a vegetarian. I'm going to make healthy meals. But then you go get some plants. Oh shit, that's a Pokemon. Everything you go into the forest to try and pick some nice turnips and stuff. Oh shit, grabbed another Pokemon. Now everything you try and get to eat, that's a Pokemon. And now that's a challenge for you, that you have to figure out how to make any food for yourself, because you will die if you don't eat. Make some food without hurting a Pokemon. Can you do it, Beckers?
That would be really hard. Like, you'd be pulling up this turnip-looking thing, and you find out it's an Oddish. You're dropping your knife to it, and it goes, Oddish! And you're like, oh, shit! And then I'm thinking, eggs? You can't even make eggs. There's a Pokemon that's literally just a group of eggs. What are you supposed to do? Everything's alive.
It's fine. It's fine. You won't eat plants either. You won't eat the meat. You won't eat the plants. You just start eating some, like, random objects around the house. What if you just start eating swords? That'll be fine. Aw, shit, that's a Pokemon. You know?
You can't even eat garbage. There's garbage Pokemon.
Yeah. You try and eat those rice balls. Turns out next gen, those are Pokemon all along. They just didn't know.
I wouldn't be surprised. I would not be.
It'd be like Pokemon cucumber and sandwich. Those are they ran out of rubies and sapphires and stuff. They're now just saying random food or random objects. The guy's looking around his office like, man, I don't know what to call the next two. Wallet and deodorant? Cool.
Excellent.
And
obviously.
And then it's like, and also he continues to look around his room to come up with Pokemon. Oh, I got some lunch right here. I've got some rice balls. That's a Pokemon now. Turns out Brock was feeding Pokemon to his Pokemon before because those are Pokemon.
It's a Pokemon world out there.
So, can you win this cooking game? Can you make food to survive without killing a Pokemon? No, you can't, because it's all Pokemon, and really, this is where you have to realize that the only way you can survive is by eating Pokemon.
Does eating other Pokemon make your Pokemon stronger?
I mean, according to Pokemon Go, yeah, I think so.
Maybe this is what you want to do. Maybe you want to cut up all these Oddishes and Executes and just feed them to your Charizard, because he's obviously higher up on the food chain anyway.
I mean, there's certain, like, Bulbasaurs and stuff, they're all plants, they can get photosynthesis and stuff like that, but, like, what are you gonna eat? What's Ash eat? What is Brock eat? What are their...
Wonder if humans get stronger when they eat Pokemon, too.
Maybe if they eat...
Maybe that's why I'm so strong.
Maybe if you eat an Oddish, you'll be better Oddish trainer. You will have the Oddish power inside of you and be able to.
Also, they'll be scared of you, so they'll listen to you better.
Just been like, I ate the last Oddish I had. He wasn't good enough in battle. Do you want to help? Maybe I could...
terrible IVs.
I can go to the store and get some lemonade. That might get me by, but I can only afford that if I win this Pokemon battle. Come on, Oddish. Either your food or Lemonade's food. It's up to you.
Right, so I think we're ready for the next game. Are you ready for the next game, Bryce?
Sure.
All right. So everybody asks, where's Waldo? But very few people ask, how's Waldo? And you're covering your face right now, and I think you're upset. But this is a video game where you play as Waldo's therapist.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And you work with him to get out all of those negative feelings that he has stored up, because Waldo is a man that's constantly hunted for no reason that I know of. I don't think there's any lore behind that. But he's hunted.
Is Waldo a famous person in his world? I feel like a lot of people dress and look like Waldo, because you're always looking in the books and you're like, is that Waldo? No, that's just someone who looks very much like Waldo, who's dressed pretty much identical, but they're just...
But it's not Waldo,
yeah.
Right? So, but he's hunted because he looks dorky and he wears a shirt that's really out there.
Yeah, wearing shirts, it's so bad.
It's all very shut up. It's bright and it's stripy, and like you said, a lot of people in the Waldo universe also wear that shirt.
Go on.
Okay, so maybe as his therapist, you suggest to Waldo, have you ever thought about changing outfits, and then maybe people wouldn't find you so much?
Uh-huh.
And that could be one way that you improve Waldo's life, his quality of life. But then Waldo tells you about how he doesn't want to change outfits. And then you got to come up with a better idea.
Maybe Waldo likes the attention.
Maybe Waldo likes the attention, but he also hates it because he's hunted. He wants to live a normal life. He's got to come up with like a Hannah Montana thing.
Did you know that there's an evil Waldo? Did you know this? It's the same. It looks exactly like Waldo.
Waldo Luigi. Waldo.
But it's exactly like Waldo, but he wears dark colors. I'm gonna look up his name while Becker says other things. About
the quick brown fox jumped over the lazy. I'm assuming you wanted me to say real things. But
Odlo is a character of the Where's Waldo series. He is mean, nasty. Odlo. He is mean, nasty, loathsome, and disgusting. He wears black and yellow. His number of good deeds are few, and all he cares about is getting his hands on Waldo's magic walking stick. Waldo has a magic... I mean, he has a walking stick. I didn't know it was magic. I guess that allows
Is that
him...
why...
He's at all of these places. I'm looking... There's a Waldo wiki. I don't know if you knew this.
Okay, I think we're getting... Wow.
Waldo's walking stick is Waldo's key to his travels. The magical stick was given to Waldo by Wizard Whitebeard and can open portals to faraway lands as well as travel through time. So there's a whole Waldo canon. There's a whole storyline going through this stuff that you like. Did you know that he's got Wizard Whitebeard who looks similar but he looks like a wizard. The magical wizard Whitebeard often visits Waldo in one of his many magical scrolls. Sometimes he always ends up losing. The wizard is recognizable by his red robe, blue hat, long white beard, and his striped staff. Whitebeard is one with the magic that allows Waldo and his friends to travel to all the magical and far-off lands, while there are rumors that states that he is the father of Wenda. These have not been confirmed and not considered canon.
Can we back up? I didn't know there was so much to Waldo. Also, let's talk about this. You said red robe, blue hat.
Yes.
What's wrong with him?
Red robe, gray hat. No, the picture shows him in a gray hat, but it says he has a blue hat. So whatever. Red robe, blue hat.
My god, this wiki's garbage.
Yeah, kind of.
I don't know if we may need to do some research on Waldo and come back to this game idea because I didn't realize that he had so much going for him. I don't think I can be his therapist before I get to know him a little bit better.
Or that Wenda, Waldo's current girlfriend, might be the daughter of the person that gave him his magic walking stick that allows him to travel through time and space.
Wow, is that nepotism? Is that why he got the walking stick? Because he's doing the wizard's daughter?
Or what if, like, the wizard gave him the stick and then Wenda is trying to like seduce him to get it back because she thinks that she's the rightful heir, but like she doesn't. She's like the bastardess, I don't know, girls, whatever. Who's like the illegitimate heir to the stick, and is trying to get it back from Waldo through seduction.
Yeah, yep.
Uh-huh.
Right. Uh-huh. So,
and also Odlo's out there that you got to worry about that. So this is a game about Waldo, and he has to worry about all of these things going on in his life.
And you got to be there for him. You got to ask, how's Waldo?
Is Odlo up to no good? Is your girlfriend trying to steal your magic walking stick again? How's your relationship with your wizard?
And then things get complicated when Odlo walks up into your office and he says, "Man, I need some help." And you gotta be the therapist to both of them. Yes. And then you find out Odlo's planning something, and you find out his plans, and you're like, Can I tell Waldo? Oh no, what do I do? Conflict of interest.
What if Odlo and Waldo are secretly brothers? Then they were,
or in love. Or both.
Oh, no, not that one. Not
Too
that
much
one.
Game of Thrones.
Not that one. So I have a game idea.
Good.
It is called First Date Dress Up. Everybody loves the dress up games. But those dress up games are so easy. They always give you the most amazing dresses, and you just get to just look sporty and amazing, and it's great. This is a game where you have to dress up for your first date with somebody, but you have to come up with the most ridiculous outfit you can without ruining your chances for a second date. Can you do it, Beckers?
Yep.
Okay, that's good. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking that I'm probably fine. You know, for girls, it's probably easier. You just gotta show a little bit of cleavage, and it's probably fine. It's probably enough.
Just be like in like this, like a scary ass clown mask, and just like blood covered, but just a like hint of cleavage, and you're good.
I was just thinking like a chicken suit, and then you got a little triangle cut out like there always is.
Nailing it.
And then you can blink your chicken eyes.
Yeah. Just whatever,
Flutter
man.
your chicken eyelashes.
Like, I don't really know what she looks like. She was wearing a chicken costume, but man, her rack. Yeah, so.
You mean like, my eyes are up here.
So I've got another day with her next week. So hopefully I get to see what's under the chicken mask.
Wear a full suit next week.
Maybe I'll see a little bit more than the cutout. Maybe I'll be a little rip or something.
Yeah. Oh man, she doesn't get out of the. You know, you can't get her out of the mask until at least the third date. She's a lady.
Yes. Guys would certainly have a much harder time. Maybe just like you could just like a little bit of blood, just like the perfect amount of blood, because I like. Maybe like a really nice suit, but with some like random blood stains. Just enough to be like, this seems off, but he does seem charming.
Kind of like that episode of The Office, right? Where Creed he walks in business attire and there's blood on his shirt, and he's like, "Oh, it's Halloween. That's lucky." It'd be perfect. You could do the same thing for a first date.
Yep. I love this office podcast we do.
Except the date would have to be on Halloween for you to get away with that one.
Yes, because everyone loves to do their first date on Halloween.
That's the best day of the year. That's my favorite holiday.
I feel like that is a different game that we'll have to explore at a later time. But until then, do you have a game idea?
Yep. So this next game. This game is Animorphs, but with inanimate objects instead of animals. So it's about everyone's favorite childhood book series where kids turn into an animal. Sometimes like a really stupid one, like a slug or something. I assume. I didn't read them, but I think that happens.
You just looked at the covers of those trippy, like, right in the middle where it's like, this just looks horrifying. This is nothing.
I don't know anybody who actually read them, but I do know that every goddamn person has seen those books.
They're just out there. You can't ignore that the books exist. You just don't have to read them.
They're everywhere, right? So what if we make a game where people turn into inanimate objects, right, instead, and then they go out and they solve mysteries, as I assume that they do in those books, because, yes, that's what people do.
All mysteries are better solved as an eagle. You just...
Right.
I'm an eagle now, and now I can solve the murder of my parents, because no one will suspect an eagle as a crime solver. Or like
yes, exactly.
I've transformed into a lion. Now they'll never suspect my crime-solving abilities.
That's probably exactly how it goes, right? Mm-hmm. So, inanimate objects. So, the obvious ones, like a car or a plane, super useful. A train. Okay, that also. And you use that to travel from location to location, and you cart your whole crew around. That's just needed, right? So there's one guy who can turn into a bus,
Is this an MMO?
Now it is. Okay, so then there's...
That one is...
So that's one class, is the transportation class of inanimate morphs. And then... And then there's somebody else who's like a...
But it's called Animorphs. No one's using that.
Yeah, nobody's using that. So then, Inanimorphs. Inanimorphs, that's perfect. Inanimorph. Yep. And then there's somebody who's a sneaky class, kind of like a rogue, but they don't actually move as inanimate objects, so they're not rogues. They're sneaky, right? So they can turn into common household objects, like a microwave or something, or a lamp, and then they can spy on people because no one knows what's real and what's not.
I feel like being able to transform into a microwave, wouldn't it be that great? Because, like, most people already have a microwave, and if suddenly there's a second microwave there, they might have questions. If you were like...
Maybe
if you were like a
you're
butter...
in Home Depot. Okay.
You're only spying on people at Home Depot.
At Home Depot. Okay.
And there's just a microwave out of the box randomly in Home Depot. And people will be like, okay, I'm now going to talk about that time I murdered this guy's father at him while I'm here.
At Home Depot, yes. Exactly. Thank you for finally understanding.
Okay.
And then there's this third guy. And unfortunately, I don't think you get to pick what you turn into, because each kid can only turn into one thing or whatever. I don't think you get to pick. Well, there's like this unlucky bastard. The only thing he can turn into is the Eiffel Tower. Right?
Okay.
So he can't do a whole lot, because it's huge. So he can't really help with anything, but maybe he can get a job in Vegas. Be a fake Eiffel Tower. Or really freak some people out, go stand right behind the other Eiffel Tower. Some people will be like, whoa, dude. But otherwise, he's just an unlucky guy. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
That'll really help.
So
help with the murder solving.
There's the three classes. There's transportation, sneakiness, and the Eiffel Tower. Those are the three core classes.
And you don't get a pick. It's like a mutant ability. You're just born one day, and when you reach teenageness, puberty, your hormones come in, and then suddenly one day you wake up and you're the Alpha Tower.
Yeah. I assume there could be like an attack class or something. Like somebody could be a gun, but you only have that 1 second after you transform to get a good shot off, because after that you just fall onto the floor and you can't actually hit anything.
Also, like, you have to put a bullet into yourself, and that seems complicated.
Well, you turn into a gun for the Eiffel Tower guy who never actually transforms to use.
Okay. So
the Eiffel Tower guy ends up being the most important one. Because he's the one who has to interact with all the other ones. Because he can't actually ever do anything.
He's the one who drives the train, and he
yeah, because he never
operates the microwave. All objects in this universe are people. There's no, like...
Oh, no.
If you ever need to microwave something, you'll be like, Sam, like, I do have this Hot Pocket. I do want to eat it. Can you it'll be like 2 minutes, real quick, please. Like, fine. But you better help me find out who murdered my father after this, because everyone's father was murdered. And they are all trying to solve...
there are no fathers left.
Yes.
Look out, male characters don't have any kids. Your days are numbered. I imagine there could be really unusual murders as well. Like, people wouldn't even die just the usual ways anymore, because now they can be done by inanimate objects. Like, you would never find the murder weapon, because you are the murder weapon.
That would be a crazy universe full of so many possibilities, and I'm excited for them. But murder has inspired a game idea for me. Murder.
As it usually does.
The word murder inspires Beckers in a lot of ways.
It's a theme in all of my games.
So, I have an idea for a game where you have just been murdered. And
I have?
It's, yeah, your character you're playing, whatever. And
okay.
and you need to solve your murder but you're dead. But your ghost has been transferred into the body of a toddler. And now you are a toddler with all of the knowledge and smartness you've accrued through your years. But you're in a toddler's body. So you've got to figure out how to solve a murder while being a toddler. You're going to go out and you're going to try and find the clues, but they're going to be like, Jeremy, stay behind the baby gate. And you're like, Mother, I am a 30-year-old detective. I was murdered, and I need to find out who did it and bring them to justice. And they're just like hearing, cuckoo caca, yeah, mama. And you gotta outsmart your parents to figure out how to slip away and find out who murdered you. And then you've got to once you figure it out, you gotta use all your toddler abilities to capture them, bring them to justice.
So when you first started describing this game, I was like, Bryce, that's Detective Conan. But then you went younger, right? And you were like, goo goo gaga and whatever. And I was like, okay, all right, it's not Detective Conan. It's actually Stewie Griffin.
Yeah, I mean, but like...
As the main player character. So now that's all I can picture. So Stewie Griffin is he's doing what he does. Except this time, the reason that he's the way that he is that he's actually old and he has to solve his own murder.
Yep. Think Detective Pikachu, but with a toddler.
Right.
This is something adorable, something cute and adorable, but he's here for business. He's got a crime to solve.
Boss Baby.
Boss Baby is a great movie. You heard it here first. Everybody needs to watch it. It's a great story about how having a little brother seems like a bad idea, but really you learn that together teamwork will solve all your problems, and you'll learn to love them because they'll go back to where they came from, but you'll send them a bunch of beads and they'll go, oh my God, I loved my brother that I was just here to trick, but now I'm in love and I'm going to go back and be his brother.
Hashtag ad?
Hashtag spoilers.
Okay.
So that's a great game that I'm going to make. Do you have a game?
Mm-hmm. So this is a game, another Dr. Beckers original, CEO Beckers original. This is called the Being Productive Simulator. So I thought this out. So a lot of the times when you have something that you're supposed to be working on, like say packing up all of your stuff and moving because you're moving this week and you don't have a whole lot done except you put a hole in the wall. So, you tend to start doing something that's less productive.
Hey, Beckers. How'd you put that hole in the wall?
It was Elsa.
Okay.
This Elsa painting, she was up on the wall and I pulled her off and the command strip took the wall with it.
Why didn't you just take the command strips off?
Because I couldn't get to them, Bryce. They're behind the painting. I couldn't reach them. Quit criticizing me. I already have a hole in my wall.
Okay, go on.
Okay. So you need to be productive.
Yes. I'm excited.
I'm holding my painting close.
She's caressing it next to her heart lovingly. It's kind of her torso now. She has an Elsa painting torso.
It's so pretty.
No,
I'm pretty.
This is her entry for first date dress up. Can wear a painting of Elsa. Can you get a second date if your torso is just a painting of Elsa? If you're Dr. Beckers, awesome. Probably.
Oh my God, this is great. Okay.
Go on.
So you're supposed to be doing something productive. So you do something that's easier, but, like less productive. Like you record a podcast instead. Because it makes you feel like you're doing something productive because, you're not doing what you really need to be doing. Well, okay, so say no more. My next game idea is a game that lets you feel like you're doing something productive, but you're not actually doing anything at all. Like you feel like you're getting things done, but you're not. So it's got many modes. Because a lot of these games kind of already exist, so I kind of had to push them all together. So one of them can be like you run a farm, right? And you pretend to raise animals and crops, but you don't actually get like a sunburn or sweat at all. But it feels like you're being productive because you're growing crops and you're harvesting them and you sell them and you expand your farm and you feel like you're doing work and it feels good. And there's another one that's like a cleaning game. And you clean the whole house. Oops, you do like, sorry, Elsa hit the mic. You're cleaning. And you do laundry and you do dishes. And you got to do it all before mom gets home. You rearrange the furniture or whatever. And there's just endless ways for you to pretend that you're doing work when you're not. Like cooking, repairing a car or other broken things, grooming animals, grooming people.
Are you just playing
Barbie babysitter?
Are you just playing The Sims? Is this The Sims?
That's another one. That's this game already exists. It's called The Sims. Being productive simulator.
Be like, my sim went to work. Look how productive. Look at their money going up, and I bought a new fridge for the house. And you're just like looking around. You're like, if you look around your actual room, it's just a like mess, and you're like, pick up your room, sim. Come on, it's a mess.
Yeah, and you're like, wow, my Sims got an A because I made them do all of their homework. I have a D, but my Sims got an A because I've been making them do their homework instead of doing mine.
Because they're very good, productive individuals. Okay, so I need to say things because I'm now talking to a person with an Elsa body, painting body.
It's great.
So, Beckers, how do you think young Beckers would feel about current Beckers' life?
I think she would be pleasantly surprised that I'm not in jail.
Is that something, when you were a little kid, you were like, I just hope I'm not in jail. That's my hope. That's all I want.
Yep, I was raised on the wrong side of the tracks. That was me. It was rough.
Uh-huh.
Something like that. I was a gangster.
Gangster.
Back in the day. Mm-hmm.
Okay. When I was a kid, I wanted to be an astronaut, I think. I remember I had a cardboard rocket ship that I hung out in. I remember that was a thing. I do know that I'm not currently an astronaut. So I wouldn't say I fulfilled that childhood dream so much. I mean, I am the owner or the CEO of a successful video game company, but not an astronaut. So this is a game where you are a time-traveling child, and you have to travel forward in time to make your present self, your adult self, like become what you want them to be. Be like, Bryce, why aren't you an astronaut? And be like, well, I decided to make video games and stuff. And be like, I want to be an astronaut. Do you not remember the astronaut box that we hung out in, and we were just beep bop boop up going to the moon? Did you go to the moon, Bryce? And be like, no, I mean, I made like let Chad help you get home. And be like, that's not the moon. We wanted to go to the moon. And so this is a game where you just gotta, your younger self just kind of berates you. You are the younger self, and you have to berate your adult self into becoming whatever you want. And you just be like, go to NASA. I don't care if they stop shooting rockets off. You go get them or shoot the rockets off again. You go do whatever you gotta do. You go to the moon. I don't care if you have to go hang out with Mr. Tesla and go jump on his rockets. Just, I want to be an astronaut. Go be an astronaut. I don't care what you do. My dream's first.
Or your time-traveling child could go up into the future, could see that,
Mm-hmm.
you put a hole in your wall and go back maybe like a few more hours and say, stop!
Or go back when you were moving in and be like, okay, actually, if you put Velcro command strips onto the painting and then another set of Velcro command strips onto the wall and then clip those together, then you can take it off, the Velcro off, and then you can get to the command strips easily and pull those off, and there's no damage to the wall whatsoever.
The more you know.
Yes. Very smart young Beckers. Knows all about the proper command strip. She's forgotten it over the years. But
Apparently she forgot it when she grew up.
a lot of things happen.
Something only children know.
Yeah. That's why when you became a detective toddler, you actually got smarter and learned more about how to solve crimes.
Young Beckers would probably try to get me to get more dogs.
Is that the dream? Just dreams. Stay out of jail, get a lot of dogs.
Yep, that was it. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Yep. So that would be a bad influence on me because I am very susceptible to suggestions to get more animals. That's how I got here like this, the way that I am.
But for the most part, young Beckers is would be pretty happy with the way you turned out.
I am living in a house with 4 cats, so I think she would have a good time here.
Some cats, some rats. It's the whole thing. I feel like
got my pink crayon. I basically am young Beckers.
Mm.
Yep, that's me.
Like, I don't really care about this whole doctor thing you got going on, but I like the cats. Those are good.
Mm-hmm. I see you still have a crayon piggy bank. I knew that was a good investment.
Do you have a name for this project? Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Good.
So, like Doctor Who's a time traveler?
Yep.
Could be Dr. You.
I mean,
almost.
I
mean, it's a kid, so maybe not close.
That you've got to fix your life, so you're the doctoring your own timeline.
Yes.
Which
Dr. You.
technically the Doctor Who is not allowed to do that, but we're playing with our own.
Lil Dr. You.
Yeah.
There you go.
What's the movie with Tom Hanks where he accidentally becomes
Big?
a big? Yeah.
I've never seen it, just saw the poster.
You're like, I know what this is about.
Oh my gosh, 13 going on 30. I've seen that.
Okay.
Except it could be like 6 going on not 30 yet.
No. I mean, I feel like at what point is it too, like 30 I feel like is the latest they can time travel to be able to like rewrite your life. Like anytime after that you're kind of like, I'm 40 now, like I've given up, like I do not have dreams, I cannot go back to, like, no, NASA's done, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was gonna say, why would the kid travel to me now that I'm done with school? It would be a lot more useful to travel to me when I was like 19. That'd be a little easier to turn around.
9 going on 19.
Yeah, there you go.
There we go.
That's the way to do it. 9 going on 19.
There we go.
This is a rip-off game where we do basically the same plot as the movie, it turns out. Well, I just realized.
No, you're not waking up one day to find out you're 19. Your younger self
That's
travels,
true.
And then you have to, like,
beat up your 19-year-old self.
Yeah. Just start, like, kicking your ass and be like, I don't want to go be a veterinarian. And be like, I will kick your ass until you go to veterinarian school and
You go pet those puppies right
now! So this is a great game. 9 going on 19. Coming to stores near you. Beckers, where can people hear more from your life?
They can find me at Twitch sometimes, once in a while, at Dr. Beckers with an S. They can find me on Twitter a little more often at Dr. Beckers with a Z. Actually, this episode will come out right around when I'm restarting my streaming time career, so I'll be there. come find me.
It'll also be about the time we're doing a live show, which will be exciting. You can find me at Last Geek on Twitter, Last Geek Plays on Twitch, and lastgeek.com. Thank you for listening to another exciting brainstorming meeting between me and the future Mrs. Doctor Beckers and the painting of Elsa. Remember, have fun.